What if Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki had asked the other Hashira to go to the Mugen Train instead of Rengoku? What would have happened? Today, I spent 24 hours researching Demon Slayer and found 10 what-if theories that could change the storyline of Demon Slayer in unexpected ways. We all know that each Hashira has their own area to protect, and only Shinobu stays near the Demon Slayer headquarters. However, the Mugen Train incident occurred outside of each Hashira's location, so Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki had to choose someone to handle that mission. What if he had changed his mind and chosen a different Hashira? What if number 1, Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki had sent Rengoku's father to the Mugen Train? Let's say Rengoku was busy with another mission, so Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki went to Rengoku's house and asked his father to take on this mission one more time. We all know that Rengoku's father has a history with the Mugen Train, as he saved a grandmother when she was still young. But look at him now, depressed and drinking every day. Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki would have to offer him a lot of wine to get him to accept this mission. However, after going there and saving the grandmother and her granddaughter, he would remember that the old lady is still alive today because he saved her in his prime. So, he would be motivated and continue his mission. This time, when Tanjiro asks Shinobu about fire breathing, she tells him to go to Mr. Shinjuro Rengoku himself. Since he's older and going on a mission on the Mugen Train, he might know a lot about breathing techniques. After meeting Mr. Shinjuro Rengoku on the train, Rengoku's father would immediately jump to conclusions and attack Tanjiro and Nezuko because Nezuko is a demon. He did not attend the Hashira meeting like Rengoku, and didn't know that Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki had allowed Nezuko to be a demon slayer. However, they would sort it out by explaining to him. After a big fight, the train captain would kick them off the train before it started moving. Rengoku's father would be fuming and blame them for ruining their mission and putting all the passengers in danger. But Inosuke would come up with a great idea to ride on top of the train. In this story, if this were to happen, Enmu would stand no chance against them. Rengoku would sense Enmu and immediately run to attack him. Our three main characters and Nezuko would take turns protecting the passengers this time. After defeating Enmu, Akaza would show up. This would play out like the original story, with Rengoku's father being murdered by Akaza. This time, Tanjiro would run to tell Rengoku and hand him his father's sword handle. Now, Rengoku would swear to kill Akaza to avenge his father. So the final battle would be between Giyu, Rengoku, and Tanjiro, all three of them fighting against Akaza. What if number 2? What if Sanemi Shinazugawa, the Wind Hashira, went to the Mugen Train instead of Rengoku? Sanemi has experienced many traumas in his life. He literally killed his own demon mother with his own hands when he was young. So this time, luckily, Tanjiro did not go to the Mugen Train because the reason he wanted to go on that mission was to ask anyone who knew about fire breathing or the Hinokami Kagura dance breathing technique. Plus, he hates Sanemi for stabbing Nezuko too many times because he cannot control his anger. Tanjiro and our boy will never go to help Sanemi. Between Rengoku and Sanemi is stronger and older, so he definitely stands a chance against Akaza. But this time, he didn't care about the 200 passengers on the train so much. Plus, there is no Tanjiro and his friend to protect the passengers. Sanemi only cares about defeating the upper 3 demon in front of him. The fight between them was almost a draw, but when the sun came up, Sanemi used his blood to poison Akaza, making Akaza unable to move and burn to death. If Akaza dies, Hentangu will become upper 3, Gyoko will become upper 4, and Gyutaro and Daki will become upper 5. But what if Tanjiro and Nezuko go on that train with him? Well, Sanemi Shinazugawa might still be mad at Tanjiro and Nezuko, even after defeating Akaza. Even though he sees Nezuko helping to fight Enmu and save humans in front of his eyes, he will still try to kill Nezuko one more time because the hatred in his heart is so strong that he blindly tries to kill Nezuko by exposing her to the sun. But luckily, we all know that Nezuko is immune to the sun, so the Demon Slayer Corps might test Nezuko's blood and make medicine to cure demons back to humans. If this happens, Muzan must be happy and bring the full force of his upper moon to attack the Demon Slayers sooner. If this happens, a new arc will open, and the Entertainment District arc and the Swordsmith Village arc will not happen. What if number 3? What if Shinobu came to the Mugen Train instead of Rengoku? If this happens, Tanjiro and our boy will still come with her to help on her mission because she has helped him a lot. But this time, when Enmu is about to put a spell on him, Shinobu immediately knows that the ticket has been spelled because she is a Demon Slayer pharmacist. So, the fight between them and Enmu will happen faster than between Rengoku. After defeating Enmu, the train doesn't collapse because most of the boys, like Rengoku, use a lot of their strength to counter Enmu's last blow, and that's why the train collapses. But with Shinobu, she will use softer techniques to protect people from Enmu's last blow of his blood demon art, so Akaza has to fight them on the train. But knowing that Akaza swears not to fight and eat women, he will avoid Shinobu and only try to kill Tanjiro as Muzan told him to do. But Tanjiro is heavily protected by Shinobu at all costs. Knowing Akaza, no matter how angry he is, he will not kill the passengers on the train because some of the passengers are also women and girls. After the sun rises, Akaza will fly away. Muzan must be fuming this time because Akaza not only ran away from a female Hashira again, but he also couldn't kill Tanjiro. So, if this happens, Shinobu was successful and she is still alive. What if number 4? What if Mitsuri goes to the Mugen Train? Tanjiro will not go there with her, so she might kill Enmu and protect the passengers alone. But her story does not end there. Akaza will let her go because he does not kill women. But after this fight, she blames herself because she couldn't protect all 200 passengers and let some of them die. She will not be as happy or energetic as before, and she also will not go to the Swordsmith village at the same time as Tanjiro. So, in this story, if this happens, only Genya, Muichiro Tokito, Tanjiro, and his demon sister will be in the Swordsmith village to fight the Upper Moon 4 and 5. Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya will face Hantengu by themselves without any help from Mitsuri this time, and Muichiro Tokito will face the Upper Moon 5. Muichiro will still win, but Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya might die because they don't have Mitsuri in the battle with them. But that is a good thing. If Nezuko dies without Muzan finding out that she is immune to the sun, Muzan will not attack the Demon Slayer Corps to try to eat Nezuko. So, the final battle between the Demon Slayer Corps and the Infinity Castle might not happen until the next generation. What if number 5? What if Giyu Tomioka goes to the Mugen Train? If Giyu goes to the Mugen Train, the fight between them and Akaza will be more intense. Akaza might end up killing Giyu Tomioka because, as we know, Giyu didn't even win against Akaza in the final battle. So, there is no way he can win against Akaza in this fight. But even if Giyu dies, he will buy some time for Tanjiro and his friend to run. But after going back to the mansion this time, Tanjiro will ask Rengoku and his dad about sun breathing, and ask them to be his mentor. If this happens, Rengoku and Tanjiro will meet Akaza again in the final battle in the Infinity Castle. But this time, Rengoku plus sun-breathing Tanjiro will successfully decapitate Akaza to avenge Giyu. What if number 6? What if Obanai went to the Mugen Train? Even though Obanai is strong, he still loses to Akaza. This time, Tanjiro and his friends didn't follow him because they were still angry at him about the Hashira meeting. But did Akaza kill Obanai in this storyline? No, because Akaza knew that Obanai came from the Snake Demon God clan, which is an old friend of theirs. Akaza kidnapped him back to that demon clan. To spice things up, he might ask Muzan to turn Obanai into a demon. If this happens, Mitsuri might be heartbroken and Obanai will become the Upper 5 Demon Moon after Gyoko gets killed by Muichiro. In the final battle, Obanai might be the one who fights with Mitsuri, because this time we lost one of the Hashira to the demon side. A lot of Hashira and demon slayers might die in this story, including Giyu, Sanami, Genya, the Stone Hashira, and also Rengoku. What if number 7? What if Muichiro Tokito went to the Mugen Train? If Muichiro went to the Mugen Train, Akaza might win and also kidnap him, just like he kidnapped Obanai. But this time, he kidnapped Muichiro because he could sense that Muichiro came from the same bloodline as the Upper Moon 1. So Akaza, being Akaza, lied to Muzan about the Upper Moon 1 wanting to join his great-great-grandson to defeat him. And that is not wrong, because the reason why Michikatsu Tsugikuni asked Muzan to become a demon was because he wanted to be stronger than his brother. This guy didn't like the concept of someone else being stronger than him. But after Yoriichi died, Michikatsu's only goal was to be stronger than the strongest man on Earth, which is Muzan himself. But for 1,000 years, he was never once stronger than Muzan. He wanted to kill Muzan more than these Hashira. So, seeing Akaza kidnap his great-great-great-grandchildren like that, Michikatsu saved Muichiro Tokito and ran out from the Infinity Castle. After leaving the Infinity Castle, he immediately went to find Muichiro and see if what Gyoko told him was true. But after Muzan took most of his blood back, his memory started to kick in again, and he found out that he was related to Muichiro Tokito, the Mist Hashira. He recognized Muichiro's eyes and hair color as the same as his own, and also sensed his bloodline through his swordsmanship. He then confirmed his suspicion by reading Muichiro's memories using his blood demon art. After knowing this, he told Muichiro where Muzan's location was and asked all Hashira and demon slayers to prepare. But Muzan also knew this because he listened to them talking through that little blood that he left in Kokushibo. Kokushibo helped the demon slayers from behind because he had been an enemy with the demon slayers for hundreds of years, and he had killed many Hashira before, so there was no way they were going to get along. Only Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Ms. Tamayo accepted him. Muzan had a plan to use Nakime to trap and kill the Hashira one by one with Akaza and Doma. Only the Stone Hashira survived. Tanjiro and his friends found a secret way to enter the castle and rescue him. They were joined by Tengen and the former Hashira, who distracted Nakime and attacked Muzan. Ms. Tamayo used her spell to make Akaza switch sides and decapitate Muzan and Doma. Kokushibo finished survived Muzan and became the Demon King. He cured all the demons and killed himself. Akaza also died of guilt. What if number 8? What if Tengen went to the Mugen Train instead of Rengoku? Do you remember? Tengen and 3 demon slayers, one smart and one not so smart, plus a little demon Nezuko, still had a hard time defeating Gyutaro and Daki. So there is no way Tengen could win against Akaza in this fight. But what would happen if there was no Tengen? Well, a lot would change in the storyline, especially in the entertainment district. Without Tengen, all his wives who were spying in the entertainment district might die, but at least one of them could tell the crow to ask Obanai for help. As we can see in the original story, Obanai came here to save Tengen because the town that Obanai has to protect is near the entertainment district. So this time, it would be Obanai versus Gyutaro and Daki alone. He almost has no home against Gyutaro, but Tanjiro and his friends will come to save Obanai as a surprise attack because before Tengen died in the Mugen Train arc, he told Tanjiro to save his 3 wives who were spying in the entertainment district. There might be an upper moon demon living there, eating people every day. After the fight, Obanai and Tanjiro survived, but sadly, Daki killed all of Tengen's wives even before Obanai came to save them. What if number 9? What if the Stone Hashira went to the Mugen Train arc? We all know that Genya was a student of Gyome Himejima, so in this scenario, only Genya and Gyome Himejima would go to the Mugen Train arc. But since Tanjiro wants to be friends with Genya so badly, he might want to join the mission, and the Stone Hashira seems old enough to know about fire breathing. In the original, Gyome needed 2 other Hashira to help him defeat the Upper Moon one. So I think Akaza and Gyome might be on the same level, even though he cannot cut down Akaza's head. But he is big enough to hold Akaza until sunrise, which is great. Now, Master Ubuyashiki must be happy because this will be the first time that the Demon Slayer Corps defeats the Upper Moon. But it's not just a random Upper Moon, it's the Upper 3, Akaza. What if number 10? What if Doma asked Muzan to go to the Swordsmith Village too, and he agreed? If this happened, the entire Swordsmith Village would change from sunshine to doomsday. Tanjiro, Genya, and Nezuko would face the Upper Moon 4 demon without any help, and Tokito would still fight with Gyoko, the Upper Moon 5. But Mitsuri could not come to save Tanjiro on time because she was busy fighting with Doma. It made sense for Doma to choose Mitsuri as his opponent because he liked to kill women so much that he did not even want to kill men at all. Knowing how strong Doma was, he probably could take Mitsuri out in a short period of time, but he might play with her alone, just like Rui did with Tanjiro, knowing that he would win. As you may know, the 3 of them struggled to fight even a weakened form of Hantengu. They might all be dead, and Mitsuri probably had no hope either. The only one alive in this scenario would be Muichiro Tokito, because remember, when Tokito defeated Gyoko, he fainted for a long time until sunrise. So Doma and Hantengu might not be able to find him because of the sunrise. Muichiro would be the only person alive, along with these 3 swordsmiths, to tell the tale about the brutal attack by 3 of the Upper Moons. Zenitsu and Inosuke would be heartbroken and swear to avenge their friend. When the time came, Giyu could not face Akaza alone without Tanjiro's help, so he would probably die because there was no Tanjiro to talk to Akaza and make him realize his mistake and decide to commit suicide. We all know that in this fight scene in the manga, Mitsuri sacrificed herself to protect Obanai, but this time he would die sooner because Shinjuro Rengoku did not come on time. It was too late without Mitsuri buying time for him. The most important thing was when Hantengu killed Nezuko. The only way to kill Nezuko was to expose her to sunlight, so if he found out that Nezuko was immune to sunlight, he would capture her and take her to Muzan, or betray Muzan by eating Nezuko for himself. But knowing how scared Hantengu was of Muzan, he would not be brave enough to think about betrayal. So if Muzan ate Nezuko and became the godlike demon who could only kill but not be killed, the Demon Slayers would be doomed. But after defeating all the Hashira and the Demon Slayer Corps, believe it or not, Muzan would also eliminate all the demons that were under his control, because these demons served no purpose anymore after Muzan reached his goal.